Look around you. The quiet neighbor trimming his hedges, the woman smiling in the grocery line, the teacher handing out homework. Now ask yourself, what if tomorrow someone ordered them to do the unthinkable? Would they refuse or obey without question? This is not a horror movie. It's not fiction. It's human history. And it's what psychology proved again and again. In 1961, a psychologist named Stanley Milgram ran an experiment at Yale University. He wanted to know the extent of what ordinary people would do, simply because an authority figure told them to. They were told, "Help us teach another person with electric shocks." The person being shocked was an actor, but the volunteers didn't know that. The shocks started small, 15 volts, 30 volts, a mild twitch, but soon the actor was screaming, "Stop! Let me out! I have a heart condition." But the man in the lab coat simply said, "Please continue." And most people did. 65% of them went all the way to 450 volts, marked with ominous red letters that read, "Danger! Severe shock." They did it sweating, biting their lips, but they still did it. Why did normal people become torturers with the flip of a switch? Because someone in authority told them to. A simple white lab coat. A calm voice saying, "It's necessary for the experiment." Necessary, necessary, necessary. Your brain is wired to obey. It wants to avoid punishment. It wants to stay in the group. Think this was just a quirky lab experiment? Nah. In the 1930s, Germany, people laughed with neighbors, Jews, then days later, stood by as same Jews were rounded up. In Rwanda, men who once played soccer together picked up machetes and murdered their friends. 100 days, over 800,000 dead, many killed by people they knew. I was told to. It was orders. It was them or me. In 2004, at Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq, young soldiers just out of high school humiliated prisoners, forcing them into degrading positions and photographing them while laughing. Later, they said, "We were just following orders." Same script, different stages: authority, pressure, obedience. Science shows that it doesn't take evil people to do evil things. It only takes normal people under the right conditions. Normal people under the right conditions. Your brain is a social organ. It copies, it submits, it tries to avoid rocking the boat. In 1971, the Stanford prison experiment proved this again. Volunteers were split into guards and prisoners. Within days, the volunteers who were guards were sadistically humiliating the volunteers who were prisoners. Philip Zimbardo, the lead researcher, said, "Situations have the power to transform good people into monsters." The guards weren't psychopaths. They were college kids, just like your brother, your sister, your cousin, maybe even you. It doesn't start with gas chambers or machetes. It starts with small orders like, "Sign this false report." "Ignore that homeless man. Just rough them up a bit." Every small obedience paves the way for larger horrors. Psychologists call this the foot in the door effect. Say yes once, and it's easier to say yes again, until you look back and you're standing on a pile of bodies. Now pause, breathe, think about your own life. Have you ever laughed at a cruel joke just to fit in? Signed something at work that didn't feel right? Stayed silent when you should have spoken up? We all have. Obedience isn't always bloody. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's a nod. Sometimes it's looking the other way. So, how do we resist? Psychologists say the strongest antidote is conscious pause. First, slow down. When someone says, "Trust me," or "This is how it's always done," take a moment to ask, is this right, or is this just obedience? Second, watch for language that excuses harm, like, "It's policy," "It's not my decision," "Everyone's doing it." Third, listen to your gut. If it twists, pay attention. Because when good people pause, when they say no, when they step out of line, atrocities crumble. Liked this video? Then smash that like button. Gently, we're civilized here. Drop a comment too. Tell me your darkest take or just say hi. Share this with your friends who love to know more about the dark side of human nature. By the way, there's a whole playlist waiting for you in the description. It's packed with videos on dark psychology and the strange ways humans behave. Click it. You might just binge watch your way into a new obsession. The scariest lesson from Milgram's experiment was how easy it was to make people obey. But the most hopeful lesson is some people will refuse, even under immense pressure. Be one of them. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.